Testing one, testing two. Testing one, testing two. Testing one. Testing one. Testing one. Testing one. Oh, Jesus. Good afternoon, once again, my brothers and sisters in Christ Jesus. I too stand in agreement with our worship leaders who declared that this is the day that the Lord has made. And I'm rejoicing, I'm grateful, and I am indeed glad in it. Even virtually, I'm glad, I'm grateful to be in the service one more time. To Mother Joan Marla McAllister, and to the established protocol of delegates, members, friends of the 8th Episcopal District, it is my task today to present the leader of this district. Over the past 9 years, we have been fortunate and indeed blessed to have steady and stellar leadership under Bishop Julius Harrison McAllister Sr. Over the last 13 months, we clearly were all experiencing the COVID. Cut. Good afternoon once again, my brothers and sisters in Christ Jesus. And I also stand in agreement with our worship leaders who declared that this indeed is the day that the Lord has made. I'm grateful, I'm glad, and I am rejoicing in it. Even virtually, even through a virtual experience, I'm grateful and glad to be found in the Lord's service one more time. To Mrs. Joan Marla McAllister, the Episcopal Supervisor of the 8th Episcopal District. To all of you, my brothers and sisters, members, visitors, and friends of this 8th Episcopal District mid-year convocation. We have been fortunate, blessed indeed, for over the last 9 years to have steady and stellar leadership from Bishop Julius Harrison McAllister Sr. And clearly, over the last 13 months, the COVID-19 pandemic put us all in a position where leadership mattered even more now than ever before. We've seen firsthand how our bishop has held us together, prayed for us, and navigated challenge after challenge after challenge that allowed us to get to this point. And clearly, I've had the opportunity over the last several months to work very closely with Bishop McAllister and his office as we prepared to do many virtual meetings and conferences for the district and for the 4 annual conferences. Now, without divulging too much information, working and being in the office in Jackson, Mississippi with the bishop and with his staff allowed me to hear some stuff. It allowed me to hear all sorts of things, all sorts of ways Three. Come on, Whitney, you got to get this together. 3, 2. Well, good afternoon once again, my brothers and my sisters in Christ Jesus. And I stand in agreement with our worship leaders who have declared for us that this is the day that the Lord has made, and we're rejoicing. We're glad about it. I don't know about you, but even in this virtual setting, it is another great opportunity to serve the Lord, and I'm glad to be found in the service one more time. To Mother Joan Marla McAllister, the Episcopal Supervisor of the 8th Episcopal District, and to the established protocol, to all of you, my brothers and sisters, visitors and friends of this mid-year convocation, I have the awesome task today in presenting our leadership. I have the awesome task today of Start from the top. Come on, Whitney. Bless the Lord, somebody. Well, good afternoon, everybody. And I stand in agreement with our worship leaders who've already declared that this is the day that the Lord has made. And I'm rejoicing, I'm grateful, and I'm glad about this day. Even in this virtual setting, I'm excited about being in the service one more time. To Mother Joan Marla McAllister, the Episcopal Supervisor of the 8th Episcopal District, to the established protocol, and to each and every one of you, visitors, friends, members of this 8th Episcopal District mid-year convocation, I have the awesome task on today of being able to present the Bishop of the 8th Episcopal District. My brothers and sisters, we have been blessed, fortunate, for over the last 9 years to have not only stellar, but steady leadership from our bishop. We've seen him make decisions. We've seen him introduce new ideas, new themes. We've seen him pray, and we've seen him push us to all become better. And clearly, over the last 13 months, as we have all traveled the world together in the midst of this global pandemic COVID-19, we've seen the leadership of this bishop at its best. He's held us together, introduced new ideas, brought us conferences and meetings virtually, and kept us all abreast on the important information that's happened across the district and, in fact, across the Connectional Church. I've been privileged, I've been fortunate for over the last several months to work closely with the bishop and his office, his entire team of people he's pulled together to help support the execution of these virtual meetings. And while going and traveling to Jackson, Mississippi, I had the privilege of being in the room. Oh, I'm grateful about being in the room. And you know, my brothers and sisters, when you're in the room, you get to hear some things. And let me tell you just a little bit about what I experienced while being in the room. I never once heard the bishop say anything negative about this district, about our membership, about our preachers, about our lay leadership. I've never once heard this bishop say that there was something that we needed to do, but we couldn't do. I never heard the bishop once say that the 8th Episcopal District was not able to execute and but what I did hear him say on a number of occasions was that we can do even more, that we can do even better. I heard him say on many occasions that let's try something different. Let's look at doing it this way. And I understood his approach to be fair, but continuing to motivate us to always dig deeper within our talents, to present ourselves in the best manner as possible to the 8th Episcopal District and to all those who would be tuning in from across the Connectional Church. This wasn't as a means to be in competition with or, come on now, that things, start over, 3, 2, 1. In the room, I heard him only say things complimentary of the 8th Episcopal District in glowing terms about the gifts, about the people, about his experience over the last 9 years, traveling every single corner of this district. I heard him talk about how he wishes to leave a legacy here, a legacy through empowering young people, a legacy through propelling more lay people into positions of authority, how he would like to leave a legacy of expanding the overall leadership tent in the 8th Episcopal District. And I believe that he has already begun that great work, and it is evident all around us. I am excited today because leadership matters. In fact, I once heard a saying that true leadership is not measured in the examples of your power, the power of the pen, the power of appointments, the power of expelling people from the church or the conference. It's not measured in your power to nominate. It's not measured in your power to have a team. But true leadership is measured in the power of your example. It's measured in how you approach things, measured in how you speak to people, measured in how you operate with transparency, leadership, and integrity. My brothers and sisters, true leadership is not measured in the example of your power, but it is measured in the power of your example. We have a powerful bishop, compassionate bishop, a fair bishop, and I am so grateful. Lastly, I'll say this. In the lexicon of operating in the AME church, as long as we have an AME church denomination to be a part of, we will always have a bishop. But there's something that I learned. Not only, nope, delete, delete, delete. 3, 2, 1. And finally, beloved, as a clergy person, and lay people can experience this as well, throughout our tenure and our time in the AME church, not only are we privileged to have bishops come and go, but many of us have a particular bishop of which we have a certain affinity for, a certain relationship with. We tend to call that person or claim that person to be simply my bishop. Bishops come and bishops go, but you always remember my bishop. You always remember your bishop, the one who was instrumental in your ministry, instrumental in your life. And I owe a great deal of the trajectory of my ministry, whatever it shall be, to that of Bishop Julius Harrison McAllister Sr. He has been incredibly purposeful in how he has given me opportunity to share in leadership and how he has helped the work in Gonzales, Louisiana at Trinity A.M.E. Church. I owe a great debt of gratitude, as well as the entire Gonzales community, because of his actions. African Methodism, the very future of African Methodism, has been solidified in the city of Gonzales for years to come. That was a decision that he made. It was action that he took. It was tangible steps that he made sure were in place to allow us to have a church and to continue operating in that area. I could go on and on and on. And I'm reminded of the hymn that we sometimes sing, that God has been so good to me, I just can't tell it all. So I just won't tell it all. But I invite each and every one of you to join me now in saluting and welcoming my bishop, our bishop, the 129th elected and consecrated bishop in the history of the African Methodist Episcopal Church, the presiding prelate of the 8th Episcopal District, Bishop Julius Harrison McAllister Sr. Hear ye him.